don't mean it has to be regular. I mean, once a week would do.
Oh, wake up to yourself, Lizzie.
But she's got everything she tried to get so far, hasn't she?
And now you think you can get yourself a regular grog ration?
Well, they get it in the Navy.
They have sailors in the Navy, too. Hey, do you reckon she can get one of them in once a week?
But she's always got whatever she wants.
Oh, come on. Next thing you'll be telling me she's getting out of here.
I've come to say goodbye.
Goodbye? You mean they're letting you out of here?
That's right, Lizzie. Well, what's so funny?
Nothing. Where are you going?
Fairley. They're transferring me to Fairley.
Well, now, is that right? I know the head sherang over there among the women. She'll give you a run for your money.
I don't think so, Bea. I'll be in the remand section. It's to keep me away from the hardened criminal element.
Very funny.
How are we going to get along without you here?
Oh,
Must be, right?
Too bloody right. Come on, Goddard. Wagon's out the front.
I just heard.
What are you doing here?
Well, Claire is leaving.
That's none of your business.
But I just come to say goodbye.
You're supposed to be working in the garden. Now get out there.
I just got.
Get out!
That makes you feel 10 feet tall, Miss Bennett. Come on, Goddard. Oh, cut it out, you two. It's hers. Duh. Oh, give him a couple of days to realise the queen bee's back on top. Just a couple of days.
You're all heart.
Yeah, well, it's me basic good nature. What are you reading?
Oh, anthropology.
I'm sorry I asked.
Baths.
Eh?
That's what I'm going to complain about. Baths. I reckon we should all have separate cells with little dunnies and baths off them. Get a bit of privacy. There's no dignity in sharing.
Half-wit. What's wrong with sharing?
Frankie used to look at my bum all the time. It's not nice.
You're right, I have seen better.
Well, I think there's a good case for asking that prisoners like Irene who can't speak English have an interpreter laid on.
Oh, that bitch. She'll get hers one of these days.
What's wrong, love?
Bloody Vera. Lynn brung me home this pot plant and she ripped it out by the bloody roots. I'll give a contra bloody band. It'll die on me for sure now.
Well, there's one for the VJ.
Oh, yeah. I'm sick of this place. They've all got something coming, I reckon.
What about you, Bea? You going up in front of the justice?
Yeah, but I'm not going to be doing the complaining. What with that little holiday I took and the mess I had to clean up when I got back here, I reckon they got me over a barrel. I'd rather we talked alone.
I'm sure anything we have to discuss can be discussed in front of the officer.
Yeah, but this is a private matter? Personal, like. Please.
Wait outside. Now, what is this highly secret personal matter?
Well, it's personal to me as well as you.
I'm waiting.
I want to do a deal with you.
Open the door and ask the officer to come back in, thank you, Smith.
Now, just a minute. Before you go getting the wrong end of the stick, I reckon I can help you.
You? Help me?
Well, it's not so silly. You haven't been down to the rec room lately.
I fail to see what that has to do with anything.
You wouldn't if you'd been there. And what with the VJ coming, I reckon those girls are going to have a million whinges.
They have a right to complain.
Yeah, but you're not going to come out of it looking real good. In fact, listening to them, you're going to come out of it a dead mug. Now, I run those girls. And if I say there aren't going to be any complaints, well, what I say goes.
I admire your hide, if nothing else. What do you expect to get out of this little exercise?
Well, I got to go up on a charge over that fight with me and Monty.
Yes?
Well, if you was to do the right thing and chuck in a good word for me.
Number one, what you are suggesting slaps of collusion and is simply untenable. Number two, I am not so uncertain of my position here that I have to depend on your assistance in any matter. It was a nice try, Smith, and it's only because I admire your cheek that you're not up on another charge. Call the officer to take you back.
Suit yourself. But, well, the way the girls are at the moment, between them and Vera, I reckon Custer had more chance than you. And the Redskins scalped him.
Smith, a report has gone to the department about the brawl. The justice already knows about it. I can't change that, even if I wanted to.
Right. But, well, I can do 2 days in the hole on me ear. But 10 days and I'd be right round the twist. Know what I mean?
I can't promise you anything.
Well, I wouldn't ask you to do that, Mrs. Davidson.
Mr. Wilson, this is something of a surprise.
That's a bit unusual to see you somewhere other than on the bench, too, sir.
I suppose.
I'm appearing with one of the prisoners at this inquiry.
Yes, you're doing a fair bit of legal aid work these days, I hear.
Yes, fair bit.
Mrs. Davidson, you've met her, I take it?
Several times.
Formed any opinions of her? Professionally, I mean.
Oh, she's a very capable woman.
Oh, come on, Mr. Wilson. I'm not asking officially, just for your impressions.
Well, as I see it, I think she does a job very efficiently and also with a great deal of compassion. I doubt if anyone could do it better.
Well, if that were the case, I wouldn't need to be here. We shall see, Mr. Wilson, we shall see.
Where would you like to start?
Let's see those prisoners with any complaints first, shall we? Then perhaps I could have a word with the officers, one at a time.
Right, now, have you got the picture?
Oh, B, it just means that Vera can stomp crap all over us and get away with it.
Yeah, I could change the whole prison system.
If you two make any waves at all, your faces will be hidden backwards when you stand to attention. Is that clear? I said, is that clear?
Yes, B.
Right then.
Let me get this quite clear, Mr. Wilson. Your client wants an interpreter service made available for those prisoners who speak no English.
Yes, sir. That's part of it.
What's the other part, young woman?
Well, it's about visits. Shouldn't they be allowed to speak their own language to their families? Particularly girls like Irene that have almost no English at all.
I understand. On the face of it, that seems a reasonable request. But on close examination, firstly, there are interpreters provided to cover the state's prison system. But their time is taken up exclusively in the men's prison. There's a much greater call for their services there. Mrs. Davidson.
Yes.
How many completely non-English speakers have you had go through Wentworth?
Marini's the first one that I can remember.
Precisely, the first one. It would hardly be practical to expand the service on the basis of an isolated case. Now, as far as visits are concerned, these are a privilege, not a right. Besides, there are certain security risks to be considered. I imagine it would be more than a little embarrassing for a prisoner to escape, having planned her escape with her fellows in a foreign tongue under the very nose of a prison officer.
Oh, but surely that wouldn't happen.
Prisoners do escape, or try to, quite frequently, young woman. No, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I really can't recommend either of your proposals.
Anything wrong?
No.
Right. University, here we come.
Steve, could I ask a favour of you? I want to go to Stavros's house.
Don't put me in that position, Karen. You know I can't take you anywhere else but the university.
But Steve, don't you understand? If we could just see Stavros, talk to him, get him to marry Irene. I mean, for God's sake, that was the original intention. He can't have changed his mind that much.
Karen, that just isn't the point.